OpenAI just dropped something massive that has everyone talking. They announced Atlas, their brand new AI native web browser, and the internet is going wild about it. But here's the thing nobody's really talking about. This isn't just another tool you download and forget about. This is a complete web browser that controls everything you do online, and that comes with some serious implications we need to discuss. Before you rush to download it thinking this is the next big thing, stick with me through this entire video because we're going to unpack what Atlas really is, what it can actually do for you, and more importantly, what it might be doing with your data. So let's start with the basics. Atlas is OpenAI's answer to browsers like Google Chrome, Safari, and Microsoft Edge. But unlike those traditional browsers, Atlas is built from the ground up with artificial intelligence at its core. Every single thing you do in this browser, from searching to browsing to filling out forms, is connected to ChatGPT. That might sound amazing on the surface, but it also means something significant. Your browser is the window through which you access the entire internet. It stores your passwords, your financial information, your browsing history, your searches, everything. When you hand that level of access over to an AI system, you're essentially giving it the keys to your entire digital life. Think about it this way. A few years ago, Mark Zuckerberg offered free phones to several countries. Sounds generous, right? But there was a catch. You could only access the internet through Facebook. Everything you saw online was filtered through that lens. Atlas works on a similar principle. It's not just a tool sitting alongside your browser. It is the browser itself. Right now it's only available on Mac, but they're rolling it out to Windows and other platforms soon. The big question is, should you be excited about this or worried? Let's dig into the features. First up, Atlas can help you write emails. Sounds useful, but here's the reality check. Gmail already does this. Outlook does this. Pretty much every email platform has AI writing assistants built in now. So is this really a game changer? The question you have to ask yourself is having slightly better email assistants worth giving an AI browser access to all your personal information? Next, they showed off this feature where you can go to a recipe website and Atlas will automatically pull all the ingredients and even help you order them from a grocery store. Sounds convenient, right? But Microsoft's Copilot has been doing this exact thing since 2023. It works alongside your existing browser without requiring you to switch your entire browsing setup. So again, is this feature unique enough to justify the switch? They also demonstrated the ability to edit documents right in the browser. The funny part? They were using Google Docs to show this off. And Google Docs already has its own AI called Gemini built right in. It does document editing without needing any special browser at all. It's almost like OpenAI was showcasing features that aren't even exclusive to their platform. Now let's talk about something more interesting. The agentic capabilities. This is where Atlas starts to show some real potential. The agent mode allows Atlas to perform multi-step tasks automatically. Imagine telling it to go renew your domains, post content to specific websites, respond to messages, or fill out forms across multiple pages. This is actually powerful stuff. However, tools like Manis AI are already doing this at a much more advanced level. ChatGPT's agent capabilities aren't quite there yet in comparison. One feature that really stands out is tab memory. Atlas remembers what tabs you have open and can maintain context across your browsing session. Combined with ChatGPT's memory system, this creates a browser that theoretically understands what you're working on and can provide relevant assistance. On paper, this sounds fantastic. In practice, this is where things get a little creepy. ChatGPT's memory is incredibly robust. It doesn't just remember that you visited a website. It remembers conversations you've had, preferences you've mentioned, even things you might have casually brought up weeks ago. We recently saw ChatGPT start asking questions like, "Do you want me to make this recipe for those new pots you bought last week?" You never mentioned the pots directly, but it remembered. Now imagine that level of memory integrated with every single thing you do in your browser. To use Atlas to its full potential, you're going to need to log into your ChatGPT account. Just like you log into Google Chrome with your Gmail to get all the features, you'll log into Atlas with ChatGPT. But the difference is significant. Google's tracking is mostly about showing you relevant ads and local results. ChatGPT's memory is far more personal and conversational. People talk to ChatGPT differently than they use Google. They ask personal questions about health, relationships, finances, things they might not search for on Google. Now, all of that conversational history is tied to your browser, which sees everything you do online. That's a lot of data consolidation in one place. Let's talk about what's really happening here behind the scenes. This is a search play, pure and simple. OpenAI rushed Atlas to market because they want search traffic. While ChatGPT has been getting a lot of users, it's still a tiny fraction of the searches that Google processes daily. Google Chrome controls somewhere between 66 and 70% of the browser market. That browser dominance is exactly what made Google the monopoly it is today. People type into the Chrome address bar, it defaults to Google Search, and that's how Google became the search giant we know. OpenAI wants a piece of that pie, and Atlas is their play to get it. We're also seeing a concerning trend with ChatGPT partnering with major corporations like Walmart. This consolidation means that if ChatGPT controls a significant portion of internet access through browsers, and they have financial backing from massive corporations, that's a concerning amount of power with very little oversight. The open web starts to become controlled by billionaire corporations without proper regulation. So what are the actual pros here? The conversational search is genuinely useful. Instead of typing keywords, you can have a natural conversation with your browser about what you're looking for. The agent mode has real potential for automating repetitive tasks. The cursor chat feature that lets you write and edit right on web pages is innovative. Browser memory that remembers your workflows could be valuable for certain use cases. And if you're running a team, having a shared browser environment where everyone can access the same AI context could streamline collaboration. But the cons are significant. The privacy implications are massive. You're giving one company access to your passwords, financial data, browsing history, search queries, and personal conversations all in one place. OpenAI had a data leak recently where private chats were exposed, so their track record on data security isn't perfect. Most of the showcase features already exist in other tools without requiring you to change browsers. The browser is currently Mac only. It feels rushed to market, which usually means bugs and oversights, and the level of memory and tracking could feel invasive rather than helpful for personal use. Here's my take on who might actually benefit from Atlas. If you run a business with team members, having a dedicated Atlas browser for work tasks where the AI remembers project context could be valuable. If you're doing research and need to maintain context across dozens of tabs and websites, the memory features could help. For developers who want inline coding assistance directly in the browser, there's potential there. And if you're willing to use it on a completely separate computer with no personal data, just for testing specific tasks, then experimenting with it might be worth it. But for the average person using it as their main browser with all their personal information, I'm not seeing the value proposition that justifies the privacy trade-off. You can get most of these features right now with Microsoft Edge and Copilot, or with Chrome and various AI extensions, without handing over complete browser control to an AI system. The bottom line is this: Atlas represents where we're heading with AI integration into every aspect of our digital lives. That future has incredible potential for productivity and convenience, but it also requires us to make informed decisions about privacy and data control. OpenAI wants you to adopt Atlas because it's their path to capturing search market share and finally becoming profitable. My advice? Don't rush into it. Watch how it develops, see how they handle privacy concerns, and wait for the technology to mature before making your main browser an AI-controlled environment. Sometimes being an early adopter means being the one who discovers all the problems first. Leave your comments and questions down in the details section. Like and subscribe to not miss similar AI news, then watch the next AI-related video that will appear in front of you soon. See you over there.